This is Agurick. In this series, I will be restricted to the starting combat level of 3. With my lack of strength, I will need to compensate with ingenuity and resourcefulness to overcome any physical limitations. As I will be unable to gain experience in combat, I will focus on skilling. Join me as I embark on this exciting quest. Last episode, we had left off grinding our way from 50 to 70 crafting. Along the way, we made just around 6,000 pieces of jewelry, netting us just under 1.3 million GP. We also headed over to Zarick's temple in search of his talisman, having picked 776 stone chests to find it. We ended the episode at 832 total level, as well as around 7.2 million total XP. This episode, we're taking on the Kendall. The first in a long line of monsters and bosses I want to attempt to take down. This is going to be our best first step to accomplish this, as once the Kendall dies, he drops his bear head. Now the bear head is equivalent in stats to a black full helm, but has 0 requirements to equip. We are a serious underdog when it comes to the Kendall though. He has 5 times as much HP as us, as well as if we were to just slap him, he has 9 times our max hit. When it comes to this fight, there's 2 things we have to worry about. 1 is staying alive, and 2 is killing the Kendall. The first thing I think we should talk about is how we're going to stay alive. So going into this, I originally thought that cake would be our best option. I've used it in the past. Each cake has 3 uses, each use healing for 4 hit points for a total of 12 health healed for the full cake, which gives us 12 health per slot in our inventory filled with cake. However, I recently came across Rendy on YouTube, who is an incredible RuneScape player and has accomplished some crazy feats. In this YouTube video, he documents how he obtains a fire cape at 3 combat. And one of the things that makes this possible, believe it or not, are bags of onions. That's right, we're going to rely on bags of onions to get us through this fight. So with this method, we can create a fire, remove 1 onion from the sack, use it on the bowl with the knife to create chopped onions, cook it on the fire, and receive fried onions, which actually heal for 5, whereas a raw onion would only heal for 1 hit point. This effectively means that each slot in our inventory filled with a sack of onions will effectively heal for 50. However, we do need to bring along a knife, bowl, tinderbox, and logs. Even with the additional equipment, the health per slot in our inventory is much higher. Don't get me wrong, this comes with some drawbacks. Mainly, the complexity and time it takes to execute. Now at the fastest, from nothing to a fried onion, it would take me roughly 6 seconds. Whereas a cake requires no prep time. So just in case, we're going to bring a couple cakes as emergency backups. Alright, we know how we're going to stay alive. Now how are we going to kill this thing? The first thing we have in our arsenal is a poisonous variant of dynamite. We can make it using 3 cave nightshade on a pot of dynamite. When we light it with a tinderbox, it'll detonate in a 3x3 area after 5 seconds, and it has a 25% chance to inflict poison. The detonation also has a chance of dealing damage. The max hit scales with our fire making level. Currently with 70 fire making, our max hit is going to be 3. It is worth noting that the 25% poison chance only happens if the dynamite actually does damage. So we're actually going to need to bring along a couple of these. Granted, the accuracy is not very good. Next up is the Ring of Recoil, which is pretty much the best in slot ring that we have access to in any combat situation where we want to fight back. Basically, whenever we take damage, 10% plus 1 of the damage received is reflected back on the attacker. It doesn't last forever though. It can only take 40 hit points worth of damage before it breaks and needs to be replaced. Before we start the quest, head into the caves and start this fight, I do have some updates on some of the skilling I've done since the last episode. And actually, even before that, we do need to source this nightshade. So I headed over to Draenor Manor, which is just north of Draenor. This is the only farming patch that you can actually grow nightshade in. And a couple hours later, it's done. I had to run back here. I didn't realize the first time I came here to harvest this that you need some sort of glove equipped, or you just take 3 damage and don't actually harvest it. I had to run back and grab some leather gloves. Alright, I think it's time to get this bearhead once and for all. Let's do this. Oh! Holy sh... Okay. I think we can safe spot him behind these bones. Okay. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Okay. I realize now I didn't actually come in here wearing a ring of recoil, so I kind of wasted an inventory slot, but that should be okay. So he has to be at full HP, I guess, for us to actually use this dynamite, which kind of blows, because that first one did damage to him, but it didn't actually poison him. So I think we might just have to try to recoil him to death. Okay, that's a crazy amount of damage. So this guy can max it for 9. We only have 10 HP, so we pretty much have to walk at him with 10 HP each time. Oh! Okay, well, I did not think it would force me to walk out like that. That's tough. Alright, we're back with another inventory, and it's round 2. That didn't do any damage. He didn't get poisoned. Get to try it again. So I'm kind of stuck because the poison dynamite, I guess, can only be used against enemies that have full HP. But the dynamite I used on him actually dealt damage to him. It just didn't proc the 25% chance to deal poison. So he's not poisoned. And I can't use the remaining 6 dynamite I have because he's not full HP. So, yeah, I mean, I think I just have to try to recoil him to death. Oh! Okay, that is not good. Oh, I really don't want to make another fire. I gotta get him back on the right side. Okay, I think that's good. So it turns out I don't actually have a high enough cooking level to cook these fried onions with a 100% chance. So I actually just burned that one. I'm on my last log. I just have too much dynamite in my inventory that I wasn't able to utilize since he got damaged. What if I actually just use one of these dynamites just on the ground? Oh. What the... What? Well, I'm not sure what to do about that. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna light another one, see what happens. Maybe we can make 3. No. Alright, this is pretty much the last poor dynamite I have access to, so we're really hoping to actually poison him here. So the previous 3 dynamite actually did damage to him, but didn't poison him. So I just kind of waited for him to regen to full HP. And, I mean, this is our last dynamite, so well, I guess we'll just have to see what happens. And nothing. We just need to come up with a new plan. This just isn't going to work with what I have. I think I'm gonna run out there with a full inventory of cakes. And then die intentionally, dropping all these cakes on the ground, and then come back with my actual inventory. And then I'll just have to juggle pretty much between my two inventories, making sure these items don't despawn. And this will pretty much just allow me to have basically 2 inventories worth of food. And with that, we might be able to just recoil them to death. I'm not sure if that's even going to be enough. To be honest, the poison dynamite was kind of a disappointment with how inaccurate it is. And when it does hit, I don't know, I just wasn't lucky, I guess. Okay, first inventory's down. Alright, the juggle begins. Every 2 minutes I have to juggle everything on the ground. I didn't realize until now, but my recoil has actually been broken, and I'm on my last one, so hopefully it holds up. Oh! Oh, I didn't actually eat. Wow, that was close. No! Oh! 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 I didn't get the... Oh. I didn't actually eat all the way. He actually could have killed me there. Come on. Please. Recoil, I need you to hold up here. He's so low. I dropped it. I didn't need it. It was a 9 HP. Alright, I need to... He's at 1 HP. He's at 1 HP. What? How much health does he have? What? He's at 1 HP. Is he stuck at 1 HP? Can I not recoil him to 0? Yes! Oh, let's go! Let's go! Oh, look at that beauty. Woo! We have taken down the Kindle. Oh, this thing is awesome. It gives us 12 stab, 14 slash, 10 crush, 7 magic, and 9 range defense. That is huge. Holy. Yes. Oh, that's so sick. So I didn't actually show all the deaths and attempts that I did have during this fight. There were countless. It took me quite a few hours to kind of figure out the movement around the bones and what way your character walks after starting a fire. And I did have to rethink my strategy, bringing in a new inventory full of cakes. But that just made the victory so much sweeter. Alright, we're going to call it there. I didn't actually manage to record it, but I did do quite a lot of grinding for crafting and fletching, which brought us up to 864 total level to finish things off. As well as having this nice, fuzzy, warm bear head. I'm not actually sure what we're going to do in the next episode. I'm kind of just having a good time right now, just kind of messing around. If you guys do have any suggestions, though, feel free to leave them down below. And thank you guys so much for the crazy support you've been showing. And if you do enjoy my content, consider subscribing and clicking that like button. I'll see you next time.